Carol Paris. I'm a physician, and I represent 22,500 physicians, nurses, medical students, social workers, PAs, nurse practitioners, healthcare providers of all kinds in the organization Physicians for a National Health Program, PNHP. I'd like you to remember that, just pnhp.org, because lots of the statistics that Brenda shared, you can find right there. And I'm not going to beat you to death with more statistics. I'm actually just going to ask you a question. Why are you here? And for many of you, why are you here again? Don't you get it? It's hot. Last week it was hot and wet. What is the matter with you people? Why are you here? Well, I'd like to tell you why I'm here. And while I'm telling you why I'm here, I'd really like, that is not a rhetorical question. I would like you to think about what is important to you. What is your healthcare story? Because I think today, the fourth week, we're focusing on our own health, the health of our nation, and the health of our planet. And I'm guessing that every single one of you, either yourself or someone you love, has been or is suffering consequences of our non-system of care in this country. And those stories are important, and I have one too. My grandson was born 13 years ago. His parents had crappy, my daughter and son-in-law had garbage insurance. It was the kind of garbage insurance that our current administration would like us to start selling again. Insurance that actually doesn't cover much of anything and spends more time figuring out how to avoid paying claims than actually paying them. They decided that they were going to have their baby at home with a midwife. And so they decided it really didn't matter that they had insurance that didn't cover labor and delivery. All it covered was complications of labor and delivery. Well, they had their plan, and the midwife came, and everything was going smoothly until there was a complication. I will not bore you with the details, but the midwife very accurately and professionally said, this is a situation where you need to go to the hospital. So they went to Vanderbilt, and I'm sorry to say one of the thoughts they had was, well, at least thank God it'll be covered by insurance. I'm happy to say my grandson was born with the benefit of wonderful treatment at Vanderbilt, and he didn't suffer any negative consequences. His parents did, however. They suffered negative financial consequences, $11,000 worth, and that's 13 years ago. Because guess what? They submitted a claim, and guess what?
It was denied.
It was denied. What a surprise! But they had a mom who was a pretty outspoken and relentless person. And I said, we're going to fight this claim. So we sent in a rebuttal, and they denied it again. And we kept fighting, and we kept fighting, and when he was 11 months old, the insurance company finally paid. But not everybody has a mom who's a doctor, who can call up insurance companies and call up doctors at Vanderbilt and make things happen. Some people, I would say the majority of them, get this bill and they think, oh my God, I've got to pay this, or I'm going to lose my credit rating. What am I going to do? So that's just one story. And that's a story coming from a white, middle-class family. We are not the poor. But I would say when it comes to health care, we are actually, every single one of us, except maybe the 400 families that have over 25% of the wealth in this country, we are all poor. Because the reality is, in this country, you are one job loss or one major illness away from bankruptcy. So this is an issue that I think probably resonates with everyone here, and everyone has a story. So I have a little homework for you. I would like you to not only think about your story, but sometime today or tomorrow, I would like you to share that story with someone else. And the reason I'm asking you to do that is because once you have your story and you've shared it once, it'll be so much easier to share it again. And then I want you to share it with your legislator. All of our legislators, the legislators there, the legislators in Washington, D.C. I want people to show up at town halls and ask your member of Congress, will you support H.R. 676, the expanded and improved Medicare for All legislation? Guess what? We did that in Nashville. We did that just last year. And now Congressman Jim Cooper is a co-sponsor of H.R. 676. And it's because everyone here and people all over Nashville showed up, spoke up, and said, I want you to do this. That's our job. It's great to come to rallies. It's even great to risk civil disobedience. But sooner or later, we really have to make things change. And another way we make things change is we make it politically toxic for our members of Congress not to get on board and do what the people want. PNHP is a national organization that has signed on as an endorsing organization of the Poor People's Campaign. The reason we did that, I am so proud to say, is because the Poor People's Campaign demands around health care completely comport with our mission. The Poor People's Campaign demand on health care is simple. No-brainer, expand Medicaid in every state now. And even more importantly, don't just protect Medicare for all of us gray hairs. Expand it to everyone in this country and expand it and improve it so that no one ever has to suffer and worry and think about I want everybody's health care story to become irrelevant. And the only way your health care story becomes irrelevant is if we pass national Medicare for all. So my encouragement to all of you is tell your story. Your story is important. You can leave it to PNHP to provide you with all the wonky policy data. We are doctors, and man, we are really, really good at that. Just go to our website. We got tons of it. But what changes people's minds is not only having good data, but actually telling your story, which is really just data, including the tears, including the sadness, including the heartbreak, instead of wiping all that away and making it nice and antiseptic and publishable in the British Medical Journal or the AMA. We need those tears. We need that stress and anxiety. We need people to hear it because it's our stories, and our stories matter, and our lives matter. So I think that I would just like you to join me in a PNHP chant, which is everybody in, nobody out.
Everybody in, nobody out.